I was kind of nervous because you have to do the COVID test when you're there. You have to do it in order to leave the airport. The airport process. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Ashley, and for today's video, I'm just gonna be talking. I guess it's a story time. I usually think like story times have to be juicy and like, you know, like entertaining, but I guess informative works. If you are interested in traveling, and specifically if you're interested in traveling to Jamaica anytime soon now that the borders are open, then you may want to watch this video. So first things first, I am from Jamaica. I was in the US for quite some time because the borders had closed just the week that I was deciding to travel, so I had to stay put basically. I'm here to talk about like a few things just in case like people want to know, like someone who has actually done it, and you know what the steps are and all of that. So, or if you already know everything but you just want to watch, like, shout out to you. Yep. Okay, so first things first, before leaving the US, I had to apply online for a travel authorization from the Jamaican government, and it was a website. I'll link the website down below just in case, you know. You have to enter things like where you're planning to stay, if people are there over a certain age. I think it was over 59, I think. It did take me a while to get approved for travel authorization, which I found weird because I mean, I live here, so it was a little weird that it took a couple weeks for me to get approved, to get the email to say approval for travel with the barcode. And also you have to download the Jam COVID app. I'll try to leave stuff on the screen as best as I can because I know that there's people there, that there's probably people around the world who wants to travel right now or who have to travel right now like me. Advise you to fill out the form as early as possible, and just put like an estimated date that you think you'll be traveling. I would suggest that you put an earlier date than you would. For instance, I put on the form that I wanted to travel June 18th, but I really only got an affordable ticket because there were tickets, but I only got an affordable ticket for the 25th, so I kind of gave myself a little leg room to work with in terms of whether or not the approval didn't come in time, where I had, you know, probably pre-booked the flight to come back home. But overall, it does specifically say that you're not supposed to book anything until you get approval. But if you know how flight work, there is no waiting to book flights, especially at a time like this. So I was not doing that. I already bought my ticket before I got approved, but you know, kind of on you to see what you want to do. I know I'm not gonna buy a ticket the day before or the week before traveling. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that because one, is gonna be extremely expensive for no reason, because I hate the fact that there's people on the flights that probably pay $200 for the tickets, and because I bought it the day before I have to pay $500-$600. Like, no, the same ticket, and then mind sharp, you guys sitting beside each other. Like, no. Another thing was that when traveling, I don't know if you saw my last vlog, but I was suited up from head to ankles, and I was mad I didn't even get the booties, okay? Because I was determined not to sit on the seats, touch anything, do this, do that. I just like, I don't play when it comes to my safety, my health, all of that. So I was suited up from head to toe. From head to ankle. And I'll leave a link for that video in the cards and in the description box. However, something that most will do is walk with hand sanitizers. Okay, so you don't have to suit up like me. You can if you want to. I advise you to. But in order to just be like careful or safe as possible in the event that you do have to travel, they did up the size with hand sanitizer. So normally you're only allowed 3 ounces. Like, now you can carry up to 12 ounces of hand sanitizer, like in your personal item or your carry-on. Arriving to the airport, it was so different because it was literally empty. Like, I could have parked the car in, you know, the unloading zone and no one would have said anything. That's how empty it was. That's probably like 2 hours before my flight. I got there pretty early, 2.5 hours maybe. I was very surprised to see that some people weren't wearing masks. I don't know if it's me because I've been told that I'm extra. I am very extra. But it's suit up from head to toe. I'm staring because I was in a very big, obvious, protective blue suit and mask and like, what's it called? I don't know the official word for it. It's like the hairnet, but it's for doctors. I don't think that's the best way I could have put it. It's like I have no idea what it means. I've never had to speak about them, so I don't know what the names are. I am sorry. I'll pop up something on the screen so you know what it looks like. I got to the airport. Based on the fact that you have to check for travel authorization, I couldn't check in online because I was trying to do it the night before, and I couldn't check in at the kiosk. I waited in line. All of the attendants had on masks, which was good. That made me feel good because like seeing the passengers without masks, if I went in and saw like the Delta people them without masks, I don't know me that feel. I'll go downstairs, you go down the escalator, that's where you start doing screening. I think it's more concise, so they have more control of who is coming in, what are they bringing in, all of that. Then I just went to my gate. It wasn't as busy, which like I said, from the outside it was very empty, so I figured that inside wouldn't be as busy. A lot of the stores weren't open, like a lot of duty free and stuff like that wasn't open. I just pretty much waited at my gate in my suit and I just sat there. I was so hungry and I was determined, so I'm never gonna go over my mountain at the airport. I was not taking any chances. Like when I say I wasn't touching nothing, I didn't do nothing. Like I just literally sat in my seat until it was time to board. And normally, you know, you don't want to eat a little food, or you know, say you're not gonna get certain foods when you go back home. Like me, I really wanted Chick-fil-A that morning, and I just have to make up my mind say like when I come back, I get Chick-fil-A because I not eat in the airport. I not open my mouth in the airport. First of all, I not draw down my mask, so eating was out of the question. I did have to remove my mask when I was going through TSA, when you're just entering, like for them to verify your identity with your passport to make sure that you know you are who you say you are, because you know we got them crazies. That was the only time, and it was like in that mask for almost probably 8 hours. It almost in the ear about me because I was between hungry and can't breathe in the mask. Like yeah, like just stay with it, don't matter travel. I'm kidding, but for real, like I was there when I started to board. I'm gonna tell you like a quick mini story time and a story time. When they started to board, apparently they probably overbooked, or maybe they had people on standby, I don't know. But you know, they always issue credit, airplane credit, or like gift cards or cash cards, whatever it is, because I guess based on different airlines they offer different things when they're trying to get you to like switch your flight to a later date or a later time, or like a different port, a different arrival port. I was going from Atlanta to Kingston. So they started to offer like $200 for say if you want to go my base. And I said, you want to go my base? Do I? Can I take the breeze out, you know? But I was like, $200? No, like we'll make a buy with $200, like So my mother was like, I was on the phone with my mother the entire time because she was making sure that I was good, okay? So she go up to like $400. And I said, Then they start announcing where you can use the gift card buy, and she said Best Buy. I mean, Best Buy? I need a vlog camera now. So I start thinking, I say, how much? I said, I would really want a vlog camera. So when she said, if them go up to $1,000, my mother was like, if them go up to $1,000, I feel like if I take it and just go, maybe. I mean, I said, for true. And I was traveling with my boyfriend, so he was like, yeah, if them go $1,000, we definitely I could take it. So them they're $500 no, and it's like them stop call out say they need 5 people for switch them flight. So me I'm saying $500 just so. Come on, the budget bigger than that. You know them way there. So I was like, they must go up to the 1,000 or near enough. People. As soon by the time the lady finished say 800, I'ma look up. People that me see I change them flight. I would have really take the 800. Like if me see like them still are announced at 800, we definitely would have reached them. We'll be on the beach you know, right now. Well, not right now because technically I'm still in a quarantine. I'm 14 days up, but yeah. So, anyways, yeah, you can imagine by the time I look up a 5 people that me say change them ticket for the 800. So we get vlogged though. Don't worry. But yes, so that's what basically happened. That was like the highlight in the airport. They boarded from the back to avoid like people contact and moving and walking around, brushing against each other, stuff like that. So they just started from the very back. So they started from the 30s and then they came right up to like, well, obviously they make first class go in because, you know, like people can't pay first class ticket, they with them going last. So yeah, they, you know, like the wheelchair assisted first class went in first, and then for the rest of the main cabin and all of that, they started to board from the very back of the plane, come right up. Already like, you know, compact and have to be together, but they didn't sell any middle seats, so that was a good part about traveling. So I was on the plane, I think I watched a movie, and then by the time the movie finished I was on the ground, so that was good. I was kind of occupied. They were giving out like food items where they had like sealed water bottles, snacks or whatever it was, I think peanuts, whatever it was, in pre-packaged bags, but my boyfriend just said no, do not eat it. So you know, the hunger just is like the hunger starts. It was for the best because it's like if I didn't eat in the airport, what would be the sense of eating on the plane? Like that never made no sense. So man, I made that out of food, but still, I mean, that was all that was on my mind the entire time traveling, because I said these I'm just hungry. And then I was kind of nervous because you have to do the COVID test when you're there. You have to do it in order to leave the airport. The airport process. So once the movie was done, we deplaned. So when we deplaned, by the time you reach inside like the actual building, because you know you have to walk down the aisle from the plane to the actual like airport. Once you reach in there, there's somebody in a full suit, full gown, protective gear, mask, everything, spraying your hand with hand sanitizer. So you have to get your hands sprayed with hand sanitizer. So I was like, okay, cool, that's good. I feel good that everybody's taking this seriously. So after that, you just go around the corner and then there's a line. The line is the line to do the COVID test. So while you're waiting in that line, you're given a sheet of paper that you're supposed to write your name on it and your flight number, so they know where you're coming from, which port. While you're in the line waiting to do your COVID test, they come around with the contactless beep thermometer and they point it at your forehead and write it on your sheet of paper that your temperature when you just land. I don't know if they're nurses, but the ones taking the temperature, they were in protective gear. They're also like JDF, that's the Jamaica Defense Force officer. They were also in protective gear assisting with keeping the line, and there were stickers that you had to follow. So each sticker was 6 feet apart, so you just stand based on your sticker and just move in the line. Now at the particular time and date that I landed, I think 2 or 3 planes landed at the same time, so the wait was long. Like the wait was so long, I started to get dizzy. I started to get even more nauseous than I was, because like my time whenever I eat, and I had to get like a chair because there was people there that was there, they couldn't manage the mask, so people were there asking for chairs, so I had to ask for one because I was like, I felt like I was literally about to faint. Like, you know, when you feel, you know, say something gonna happen, it's not something pleasant. So that's how I started to feel, and I was just there on the chair and waiting till the line. So I was in the line for roughly probably like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And then you go to a station, they write down your name, your address that you're staying at, a contact and next of kin contact number, your phone number. While one of the nurses was writing down all of that information, another one was putting it in via, I guess, some sort of app or management system that they have in place for you to sign at the end. While you're at the station, and once you're fully registered and you sign on the iPad, and you know, you confirm, say, you know, they just confirm and make sure that you know, so you're going to have to do a COVID test today, and you're going to have to be quarantined for 14 days once you get home. Once you leave the airport, you're supposed to go straight to the location that you provided and be quarantined for 14 days. And once you're registered, like in the system, and they know that you're here, then you know, you're off to do your COVID test. There was one doctor, she was the one that was standing over me to do my COVID test, and then there was two beside me to help assist her, like put it in the tube and whatever when she done. When I sat, she was like, you know, I'm gonna have to remove your mask. Then she said there's two. She explained to me what she was doing first. It's 2 swabs, one orally in your mouth, the back of your throat, and one in your nasal cavity, your nose, both nostrils. So she did the oral one first. It kind of just felt itchy, kind of uncomfortable. Felt like how you would probably feel like, you know, a sore throat, like just before a sore throat, yeah. Something like that. It tilted my head back just a little bit, not like all the way back. And then she put like it looks like a long thin Q-tip in the back, and then she just spin it a little twirl, and then she did the other side. Listen, tears are running down my eyes, like I had to, and I didn't want to touch my face. That was the most annoying part, because it was burnt, like it did burn. It kind of felt like my boyfriend described it as like water in the back of your throat, like, you know, when you probably swallow too fast or something and then it's like burning or whatever. So it did burn like in the very back of your throat. So when you're gonna do the COVID test, you step outside and they're on the 10. You step back inside to a different door, and then someone takes your the smaller sheet of paper from you, and then they give you this, which, if I'm honest, I did not open. I haven't opened it till this video, so I'm gonna look and see. They did say that it was information about COVID in it, so we're gonna see what it is. So this is just basically telling you how home quarantine is, 14 days, all of that. So this is what it is. It's a health and wellness form, and that's what it is. On the back, it just shows you gloves and mask, and then it tells you here how to record your activities, how do I log, and it tells you to put an X beside the box and all of that for the 14 days. For each day you're under surveillance, record the name of any persons that have visited your home. You will need this information for 14 days following your last possible exposure. So this is a form that they give you for outbreak control. There's some pamphlets that just show you how to take care of your emotional health. I like that. And this is just important things to know about wearing a mask. It's 2 masks that they give you in this, but I like that they do give you, but I just don't like the fact that it come in a bag that open like this. Like, I don't know if that's, yeah, I just don't know how I feel about that. So how to dispose of a mask, so how to put it on and take it off. I really like that they did include information like this. Once you're like, you know, I really like that they're on top of things. Even though the line was long, I'm gonna feel like everything they drawn out and unnecessary. It really wasn't unnecessary, but I just felt that way because I was so exhausted. Like, I was up from like 6:30 a.m. trying to get home. After they gave me that, and then they just send you straight to immigration, and then you go to immigration, they just take your documentation, the form that you usually fill out. I don't know why I forgot that, but there is a form that you have to fill out each time you enter Jamaica. It's a customs form. It's just to verify whether or not you're traveling with a certain amount of goods. If you have goods to declare, what you're traveling with, are you sending in anything by air, the type of contents in your suitcase, luggage, anything that you're carrying into the country. They just need that documented. So you always get a customs form on the plane to fill out. It's a form that you give the immigration officer when you're going through. Then they just ask basic questions like how long were you away, all of that, and then they enter your information as you've written it on the thing to see that this is where you're going to be staying and all of that. So they were very, 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 very thorough. After that, no, another 30 minutes wait. This was the wait now to get your COVID app. activate. The reason why I think it took so long is because some people not connected to internet, some people don't have like a local phone where they're able to download the app. So I highly suggest you download the app before you leave anywhere with Wi-Fi. So before you land in Jamaica, ensure say you have the app on your phone. That way all you need to do is connect to Wi-Fi. When they do come around to you and teach you how to activate it, so they show you what to enter, how to enter your location, and how to update it once you get home. All of that took probably 3, maybe 3.5 hours, because my plane landed like 1. I was finished with everything maybe by 4. Once everything is done with the app and you're good to go, you're good to grab your luggage and go through the red channel or the green channel. So in Jamaica we have 2 channels in order that you need to walk through for customs. The red channel means that you have goods to declare, whether it is for resale or you have it in excess of the duty-free amount, which is $500. And then the green channel means you have nothing to declare and all of your belongings are under or 500. That was pretty much it for traveling through the airport. I took my suit off at the door right before I exited the airport because I didn't want any airport germs going in the car that I was going. So I got a form to fill out. As you can see, this was the date that I came, and then this is the date of my release. I'm supposed to enter my temperature daily, so as you can see, I've been here for quite some time. Enter Y or N for yes or no on whether or not any of these symptoms that you're feeling. Yeah, so what I do, I advise you to get a thermometer before you travel, because I don't know if they were giving them out before. I've heard that people were getting thermometers before, but in order to do this form you need a thermometer. So I'm just anxious for the rest of quarantine to be over. So far being in quarantine is not too bad. We do have family bringing us food and had cleaned the house before we get here, so shout out to them, because family is everything, like, for real. I'm so happy to have people that are there to check on us and our well-being. I've gotten calls asking how am I doing, all of that. So hold on. Hey. The app harassed me like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a day. Like, let me see if I can show you in notifications, because every chance it gets, it sends me you need to check in. I really like the fact that they do care enough to have made an app, have put in place systems, have tried to educate you via pamphlet, reading, online. Like, them do everything that I think that they needed to do to really manage the cases that they have. So I'm going to show you what the app looks like. So this is the app at the bottom that says Jam COVID-19. Then when you open it, get to this screen. I don't know if it's going to show you. And then there's a pop-up. But as you can see, the cases in Jamaica, the cases in Jamaica and recovery is really good, as well as, although it's unfortunate that we had deaths, but it's a very small amount, which we have to be grateful in like every kind of situation. So I'm glad. But this is the thing, you hit check-in at the bottom and then it tells you to check in, and then sometimes when the app harass you for check in, you go and they say, alright, may I give in, may I check in, you go in, you're not requested for a check-in. Now I think since I've been in my 2nd week, I've been getting a lot of text from this number. I'm assuming that it's some health department number, because it kept sending me message for health check, message for release date, and like for me to enter it in a Google form. So I'm trying to figure out, like, so we don't need this no more. I see where they are trying to probably like lessen the burden, like, because I was wondering, like, do I have to go to like ministry, or I don't know, because I'm thinking of like, where would I drop this off. I think that's what they're trying to do with the online Google form. So I do appreciate, well, little but tell our country how we are managing this pandemic. I'm very happy overall. My quarantine is almost finished. Oh, and I forgot, the day that I landed, it was like a day or 2 after like the whole Saharan dust blowing from Africa come all the way over Jamaica. Like, it was just so much. I think that's why in my travel vlog. Like when I was landing, usually the water is like blue and green and pretty, and you can see all kind of nice things. Like it was just so bleh. Like it just did have a little filter over it, were never cute. I hope in the future to be showing you guys more of my beautiful island, and I hope that you guys enjoy my vlogs and my videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye sweethearts.